Hello, this is Liz from Nearly Enough Dice, representing the UK Gaming Media Network, and we are here with Andre to explain Exodus. How about you kind of run us through this and explain everything?
Hi Liz. Yeah, I'm gonna first tell you a few words about Exodus, and then I'm gonna walk you through one turn of the game.
Okay.
So Exodus is a space empire building game. You have combat, you have resource management, trading, lots of player interaction, lots of fighting. So special things about Exodus, which you might not see in many other board games. You have simultaneous ship movement, so everybody plans and executes the movement at the same time.
Okay.
You have resource management with resources depleting from the planet, so you have to take care and not ignore the economic part of the game. You have customizable ships with components which have to physically fit in the blueprints of the ships.
Okay.
And I think it's just easier if I just start to explain what happens throughout the turn.
Okay.
So you have an info card which walks you through every step of the turn.
Okay.
So you start every turn by increasing your population. So you're going to take from your playmat 2 population, put them on your home planet.
Okay.
Then you will take income and pay tax.
Oh.
It's a bit of a socialist system. So from every planet where you have population, you will take 1 resource and put them on your playmat. Now, if you had, for example, to take one of the green resources, say we were like this, for the green resource, you would also pay back to the bank one of the small blue ones.
Okay.
This is the tax which you have to pay.
Okay.
Now, we move to the next stage and we play the political part of the game. So, first of all, you draw from the decks 3 small cards with laws. These laws can be permanent, they can stay in the game for the rest of the game. They can be for 1 turn or just immediate. So you read them out loud for all the players to see them. Then you put them, somewhere on the board where everybody can see them. And then using these small tokens here, A, B, and C, you can choose one of them. So everyone will take, let's say, my preference is B. So I'm going to take B, hide the other ones so nobody knows.
Yep.
Maybe take some money to back my decision to make it weight more. Make a fist, everyone revealed at the same time. The decision with most votes wins. So we pay whatever we bid. This returns to the player. Say B1. This will stay on the table, get executed, and the rest removed from the game.
Okay.
This decision affect all the players equally. But some players might want something, another thing. So, for example, I have 3 of my 8 possible spaceships in the game. Say this is a decision that does not allow me to build spaceships this turn, doesn't allow anyone. But if there's another player who has already his all 8 spaceships, then he would want this decision in the game and I would not want it because I'm prepared, I have the resources to build more ships.
Yeah.
So this is, it brings the kind of interaction, negotiations at the table, also generates conflict between players. Because some decisions will favor some of the players more than the others.
Yeah.
But once we're done with that, we have these cards with the turn order. So now I'm number 5. Let's say I want to be number 1 in the next turn.
Yeah.
So you use the blue resources and you bid again secretly. So I'm going to bid 7. Nobody knows how much because I'm going to have everything hidden. I'm going to bid 7. Everybody reveals, pays back to the bank, everything. And let's say with 7, I will get number 1. So I will give the 5 away, I will take number 1. Well, if I'm unlucky, I will be stuck with number 5. So let's assume this happens. Once this is over, we're going to get to the action phase. Most important part of the game. The Exodus is powered by action. You have 6 possible actions. So you see this giant playmat with the technologies.
Yep.
So you get them by using the research action.
Yeah.
So you use research. So I take my card, I put secretly 1 card down. Everybody chooses, we reveal. My first action is to research. Now I'm going to go here and choose 1 technology that I want.
Okay.
Say I want the best cannon possible here. So I'm going to research the antimatter cannon. Now, the technologies are divided by color and by type. There are some symbols. So for each type and each color, I will get a discount. So if I play this one here, for each military technology and each gray technology, I'll get a -1. In my case, I don't have any greens, but I have 2 military, so I will pay 20. I realize, oh my god, I don't have 20. I'm going to stick with the basic type of cannon, which costs 2 only. I still have 2 military and 1 purple, so from the cost of 2 I get -3 discount, so I'll end up paying nothing. I still can research 1 tech per card. So I'm done with the research, then say the next I will want to play by upgrade, so I can put more stuff on my ships. So based on the technologies I research, I can buy more upgrades for my ships or for the planets. In my case, I have these rockets which can shoot other planets. I will show you that in a moment. So this is how it works. You can do research by upgrades, build ships, mining. This is an interesting action. Mining lets you put back resources. You see that on the planets, the more cylinders with resources you take, you'll run out. Like halfway through the game, there will be almost nothing left. Well, you can manage that by doing mining. So you roll a die and you put that many resources back on the planets. So this is a part of the resource management. If you're out of the blue resource, which acts as currency in the game, you can do banking, which again, you roll a die and you get that many resources. You can obviously trade. The trading is with the bank. There is a specific way to trade depending on the number of players. The basic idea is you give blue and you take red and green, or the other way around. The advantage is the faster in the turn you trade, the better exchange rate. So if I'm the first one to trade, I'll most likely get a trade rate of 3-1, maybe even 2-1. If I'm the last one to trade, I'll be probably trading 5-1 or 6-1. Pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
Well, once you play this action, you can also play the lower part, the reaction. So how it works, you sacrifice population, basically you overwork your population, and you get to do more stuff in the turn. So if I play trade, the lower part says build ships. I can do on my own card by sacrificing 1 population, or on someone else's card by sacrificing 2 population. There is always a trade-off because population control planets. Planets come with victory points and with resources. Yeah, so this is how the action phase works. Now, you have these small tokens called weapons of mass destruction. There are stuff that destroy resources, population, or entire planets. I'm going to show you how each of them works, because this is one of the most interesting parts of the game. So these shoot down resources. So say you are around here and I want to shoot down your resources because you have too many and I don't have so many. So I'm going to do a distance check. So say I want to shoot here. Right, so this is distance 1, so I have to roll strictly more than that. So I'm going to roll 2 or more. I roll 6, so I can definitely shoot. So now I'm going to shoot the first rocket against your planet.
Why would you do that?
Well, because I'm a mean person and you are more developed than I am.
Okay, fair enough.
And I can just do damage, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll 5 dice. On all 5 and 6, I'm going to destroy one of your resources. So let's see what happens. I have 1 5 and 1 6.
Okay.
So 2 of your resources are gone. Now I'm going to shoot my second rocket. And I'm going to shoot only 1 6. So this is gone. So for the next turn, there is still something for you to take away. But not more than that. So, but now let's assume these were graviton rockets. And I want to shoot here because, well, you want that planet and you have victory points there. So I'm going to roll for distance. I have to roll 3 or more. I roll 3. Well, oops. I can hit it. And I'm going to shoot my first rocket. Nothing happens.
Yay.
My second one. Still nothing happens. Let's assume I have more. And in the end I have a 5. What happens is that this stays here, but the planet, the resources, the victory points are all gone. Just flip the hex over, and there is just empty space there. Spaceships are not affected, but everything else is just gone. All blasted into small pieces.
Wow.
But once we're done with this part of the game, and you shoot these guys every turn after you build them,
Nice.
you get to move your ships and do stuff. Now, the way you move your ships, it's at the same time. So on all the planets, I'm not sure if you can see that, but on every planet you have numbers, directions. So let's say 1 is north, 2 is northeast, and so on. So I want to move these 2 ships together this way. So I will put a token with 6 on them secretly. And this one wants to go here, so I'll put a token with a 1. What happens? We all do our planning at the same time. Depending on the drives we have, we put that many tokens. We reveal them, and we move accordingly. So this one moves on direction 1 hex. 1 token, 1 hex. This is direction 6, 1 hex. So we all move. If we meet, we fight. For the moment, I've met one of these neutral guys here. So, I'm going to take a yellow card with number 2 on it. I'm going to give it to one of my opponents, reveal it and fight. I'm going to take my ship, which has 1 cannon and 4 shields. This guy has 4 cannons and 2 shields. So we're going to start rolling dice. The hits are always on 5 and 6, and fight each other until one of us is left. They're going to do all this now. But basically it's a lot of dice rolling. You don't get upgrades for the hit, so you'll never hit on a 3 or a 4. However, you can always build better cannons to roll more dice. So you manage the outcome by having more dice rather than having better results. So you fight, assuming I win. If I don't win, my ship is destroyed. If my ship carried any population would also go back to the supply, and I lose, the card goes back. This is on the board. If I win though, my ship is still here, I get the card. On the card, you always have 2 options. An immediate discard for a technology or some resources or population or an upgrade, or you get to keep it until the end of the game for victory points. Well, this is how you win the game, by getting victory points. So you get them by controlling planets through population. So this one, for example, 2 victory points, 2 extra victory points, and that's 4. Then by controlling hexes at the end of the game with spaceships. Because every time you meet your fight, there is only 1 guy left. So it's very clear if 1 guy is in 1 hex. So I'll have 4 from population, 2 from the hexes, nothing from the political cards, but the number 1 brings 3 victory points, for example. And from these guys here, from the resistance cards. So overall, you get, and if I destroy opponent ships, I also get number of victory points according to the type of the ship.
Yeah.
So you accumulate points by fighting throughout the game and by area control in the end of the game. Also political cards. In the end of the game, you just count the number of victory points, highest number wins. It's a pretty straightforward game, even though it's a 4X. You get many decisions, but they're all small decisions, which do not call this analysis paralysis. So you can go through one turn in about 5-10 minutes once you know the game. We save 30 minutes per player. The moment people really know the game, you can go even below that. There are special rules for 2 players. You can play up to 6. The hex map is different for each number of players. Then you have rules for a short game, for a long game, for a combat-intensive game, for a game where you don't want to combat that much. There are all sorts of small things which make the game playable by all kinds of people. I'm guessing that's it?
Well, it looks amazing. And if people want to find out more about the game, if they want to maybe go to the website or anything like that, where should they go?
NSKN.net. All our games are there. You can find the rule book. And from there you can find links to the blog, to our Board Game Geek site. All kinds of reviews. For example, they're all kind of, I'm not going to say names now, but there are about 4 or 5 reviews out there, in the media, in English, in German, in French, in Spanish. So you can see what other people think of our game. You can see the goods and the bads, and you can figure out based on one long review by an American guy, like every single tweak of the game. So he managed to go through everything in about 55 minutes.
Wow.
So just instead of reading the rules, just go through that. It's going to be so much easier.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you as well.